Today we are going to be reading Alexander and the Terrible, Horrible, No Good, Very Bad Day by Judith Vistor, illustrated by Ray Cruz. Now, by looking at the cover, what do you guys think this book might be about? Right, Alexander and a Very Bad Day. Now, do we think this could possibly be Alexander? Maybe. I guess we'll find out as we read. Now, what do we think this book qualifies under? Fiction or nonfiction? Anyone have any guesses? Fiction? Yes, that's right. Now, why do we think it's fiction? Because it's fantasy, right? Fiction and fantasy go hand in hand together. So, now what we're going to do is we're going to do a book walk. With a book walk, we are going to preview the pages of the book and make predictions and inferences on what we think might happen. Let's start. Here's the title page. Oh, look, it's the same little boy that was on the cover. Do we think this still might be Alexander? Yes, maybe it is. Let's keep going. Here's the same little boy again. And what's he doing over here? It looks like he's eating breakfast. Because I see some cereal bowls. And he looks very upset right here, right? Yes, let's keep going. Oh, look, in this picture, they're in a car. Where do we think they might be going? I guess we'll just have to find out. Here's the little boy again. Let's see. What does this look like? Does this look like a bulletin board that we have in our classroom? Yeah. And does this look like a teacher maybe? So maybe Alexander's at school? Maybe that has something to do with his bad day. Let's keep going. Oh no. Look, in this picture, we see, it looks like maybe he stubbed his toe. And maybe in this picture, him with two older boys. I wonder what happened here. And what does this picture look like? Could those maybe be his parents? I guess we'll just have to keep reading to find out. Look, it looks like maybe here he's back home. Maybe he's in the bathtub at home. He's in pajamas in this picture. Do you think he's maybe getting ready to go to bed? Oh, now look. He's in his bed over here. And it looks like maybe his brothers? It looks like there's a lot of things in this book that might have made Alex have quite a bad day. So, let's read it to figure out why Alexander had a terrible, horrible, no good, very bad day. I went to sleep with gum in my mouth, and now there's gum in my hair. And when I got out of bed this morning, I tripped on the skateboard, and by mistake, I dropped my sweater in the sink while the water was running. And I could tell it was going to be a terrible, horrible, no good, very bad day. At breakfast, Anthony found a Corvette Stingray car kit in his breakfast cereal box, and Nick found a junior undercover agent code ring in his breakfast cereal box. What do you guys think Alexander might find in his cereal box? Let's find out. But in my cereal box, all I found was breakfast cereal. I think I'll move to Australia. In the car, Miss Gibson let Becky have a seat by the window. Audrey and Elliot got seats by the window too. I said I was being scrunched. I said I was being smushed. I said if I don't get a seat by the window, I am going to be carsick. No one answered. I could tell it was going to be a terrible, horrible, no good, very bad day. So do we have any guesses on where he might be going in the car? At school, Miss Dickens liked Paul's picture of the sailboat better than my picture of the invisible castle. So let's look. Invisible castle. What does Alexander have on his paper here? I don't really see anything, but I do see Paul's sailboat. So the word invisible, castle, invisible means that there's nothing there, right? So an invisible castle means that Alexander probably didn't draw a picture, and Paul did. At singing time, she said I sang too loud. At counting time, she said I left out 16. Who needs 16? I could tell it was going to be a terrible, horrible, no good, very bad day. I could tell because Paul said I wasn't his best friend anymore. He said that Philip Parker was his best friend, and that Albert Moyo was his next best friend, and that I was his third best friend. I hope you sit on a tack, I said to Paul. I hope that the next time you get a double-decker strawberry ice cream cone, the ice cream falls off the cone part and lands in Australia. There were 2 cupcakes in Philip Parker's lunch bag, and Albert got a Hershey bar with almonds, and Paul's mother gave him a piece of jelly roll that had little coconut sprinkles on the top. Guess whose mother forgot to put in dessert? Do you guys have any guesses? Whose mom do you think forgot to put in dessert today? Well, let's find out. It was a terrible, horrible, no good, very bad day. So Alexander's mom forgot to put dessert in his lunchbox? Have any of your moms ever forgot to put dessert in your lunchbox? I know mine did when I was little. It always made me really sad. That's what it was, because after school, my mom took us all to the dentist, and Dr. Fields found a cavity just in me. Come back next week and I'll fix it, said Dr. Fields. Next week, I said, I'm going to Australia. So why do you guys think Alexander wants to move to Australia so bad? Let's keep reading and see if at the end he still wants to go there. On the way downstairs, the elevator door closed on my foot while we were waiting for my mom to go get the car. Anthony made me fall where it was muddy. And then when I started crying because of the mud, Nick said I was a crybaby. And what else do we think Nick might have said? And while I was punching Nick for saying crybaby, my mom came with the car and scolded me for being muddy and fighting. I'm having a terrible, horrible, no good, very bad day. I told everybody. No one even answered. So then we went to the shoe store to buy some sneakers. Anthony chose white ones with blue stripes. Nick chose red ones with white stripes. I chose blue ones with red stripes, but then the shoe man said, "We're all sold out." They made me buy plain old white ones, but they can't make me wear them. When we picked up my dad at his office, he said I couldn't play with the copy machine, but I forgot. He also said to watch out for the books on his desk, and I was careful as I could be, except for my elbow. He also said don't fool around with his phone, but I think I called Australia. My dad said please don't pick him up anymore. It was a terrible, horrible, no good, very bad day. There were lima beans for dinner, and I hate lima beans. There was kissing on TV, and I hate kissing. My bath was too hot. I got soap in my eyes. My marbles went down the drain, and I had to wear my railroad train pajamas. I hate my railroad train pajamas. When I went to bed, Nick took back the pillow. He said I could keep, and the Mickey Mouse nightlight burned out, and I bit my tongue. The cat wants to sleep with Anthony, not me. It has been a terrible, horrible, no good, very bad day. My mom says some days are like that. Have you guys ever had a bad day? That was kind of like Alexander's? I know I've had some pretty bad days before. Even in Australia. All right, so now that we've read Alexander and the terrible, horrible, no good, very bad day, what reasons are there for Alexander to feel like he had a bad day? Exactly. So now, how would you feel if you were Alexander? How would you feel at the end of the night when you laid down? Would you be glad that today was over? Yeah? Okay. What do you think Alexander was thinking when his mom said, some days are just like that? Has any of your moms ever said that to you? Maybe some days are just bad days, or sometimes you just have a bad day. Anyone?